Hi, Management 7300 students. This is Steve Wagner, and this is your midweek minutes for Module 3. And this week we're focusing on global human resource management. And more, the economy is global in nature. It's more and more likely that your work is going to involve uh, international joint ventures, or you might work for a multinational company. And whether you have a human resources role or not, human resources is the job of all managers. And so you really have to start learning more and more about what it means to manage human resources in a global context. And so I think that chapter 2 introduces a lot of interesting concepts. One area that I think is good to focus on is in figure 2, when they talk about different unique challenges to working in international joint ventures. So the functions of human resource management, whether they be staffing or compensation or performance management or training, all of these can be affected by the cultures in which these activities are taking place. And so we need to take into consideration the different cultures. And the on in that same area, the book introduces Hofstede's model for cultural values, and introduces the concepts of power distance, uncertainty avoidance, long-term, short-term orientation, individualism, and collectivism. I think it's very useful to think about HR functions and these aspects of cultural values, and juxtapose them, because there's often connections between these concepts. So, for instance, if we're thinking about selection, um, something like masculinity, femininity can make a big difference. Again, this has to do with how a culture views the roles of men and women. And some cultures see uh, men and women having very equal roles in the workplace, and other cultures do not. And certainly within the United States, there is a stronger belief of equality in terms of the roles and opportunity than it is in some countries. But there are some countries that have even a stronger egalitarian view than the United States. But when you're working in that context, you need to understand what the values of the people in the home country are, and you need to make that fit with the strategy of the company that you're working within. And so if the company values diversity and equal opportunity for women, and it's working in a culture where it has a more limited view of the roles of women, then those managers might need more instruction, and there might be more structure that needs to be put in place in making sure that there is the equality that's valued by the company that you work within. Other issues like power distance, these issues of authority, have can play a big part in things like performance management. In many countries, the hierarchies of power are well accepted, and particularly in more collectivistic cultures. In other cultures, um, there's a view that individuals should be fairly equal, and there shouldn't be a big hierarchy in power. And certainly that will affect how people accept performance feedback from their managers. So I could go on and on about this, but I think these concepts that are introduced in Chapter 2, in particular in pages 42 and 43 are very useful and might be something that you want to look at for the case study discussion that you have. You've got your initial post due on Friday and the follow-ups due on Sunday. Also, this week you've got your HRM career simulation that's also addressing global issues in human resource management. So please keep an eye on that schedule. Make sure that you're submitting material on time. I'll be posting more grades this weekend, and so please look at that feedback and use it to continually improve. And if you do have questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. So hope you're having a good week and that you have a good weekend. And I hope to talk with you soon. Okay, take care. Bye now.